Brandon Beane, the general manager of the Buffalo Bills, his end-of-season press conference today, he was asked about the fourth down spot that we're still talking about days later because the initial official at the top of your screen thought it was a first down. The official at the bottom thought it was a first down for the Chiefs. The two met at the football, wound up being a first down for the Chiefs after further review. He was asked about it today.
You know, if you're talking about like the fourth down play, that was, you know, I feel like he got that. And I still feel like he got that. I felt that in the moment. And nothing has changed my mind on that, you know. And you know, the play that we challenged, I thought was a good challenge. I'm not sure either player had possession on the Bishop Worthy play when the ball touched the ground. You have to have possession. It's like, what is possession? And what Matt says is possession might not be what Elena says is possession. You know what I mean? It's a little bit. But when the ball touches the ground, someone has to have established possession. And, you know, again, they've given how they see it, and that's their job. But it is what it is. I mean, those are just like plays we didn't make in a game too. So by no means are we saying that's why we lost the game.
What a tough pill for the Buffalo Bills to swallow. What a tough pill, man. And just let's get the technology. Let's get the technology in play.
Seems like an easy fix.
If we've got the lasers and the GPS and the chips and it's available, let's do it. What are we waiting for?
True Line. UFL had it.
Let's go.
Tested it, though, and it wasn't completely accurate.
Is that right?
Yeah, it was good, but there were times when you could see. I mean, it still needs to be perfected.
So then we're not ready to unveil it.
It's close. I mean, if God forbid, like you said about
right.
They mess it up, and because of that, you're never going to hear the end of it. They got to wait till it's perfect.
I don't know when it is, because right now, if something like this happens in the Super Bowl, good night.
Oh.
It would just be
you say that all
real
time
difficult to swallow.
But the AFC Championship game isn't good enough?
No, I understand that. There's nothing bigger than the Super Bowl. The audience for the Super Bowl will be double the AFC Championship game. Double.
I understand that, but...
So, and it's a bunch of people that don't watch football all year long, and that they're introduced to football maybe for the first time.
But I haven't read anybody or listened to anyone who thinks that he didn't make it. So what are we doing?
Hour number 3 coming up. Todd McShay from the Senior Bowl. You know, I have no pushback on it, other than the fact that I thought he made it too.
Yeah.
I thought he made it too, but I also did not see anything conclusive on a replay to say that you got to overturn that. I didn't see that either. And I understand Brandon Beane saying that the dually possessed ball didn't look like anybody had possession as the ball hit the ground, because the ball can hit the ground as long as it does not move and it doesn't aid you in your possession, and it doesn't precede possession. And I think that's his point, is that if we don't know who's got the ball and the ball hits the ground, that means it should be incomplete. Again, that would have just been a 20-yard difference in terms of spotting the ball. It's pretty big between the 5 and the 25. I totally understand that. But it doesn't raise to the same level of losing the football, the possession of the football. The one thing I just push back against is that there is no entity within the front office of the National Football League that is saying to the officials before they go out to the Super Bowl, call it for the Chiefs. It just doesn't exist. It's absurd. I have actually spoken to the commissioner himself about what keeps him up at night. In previous years ago, I asked him that question. And one of the things he said is a gambling scandal. That keeps him up at night. So this falls into that, right? Like if it comes out that there are entities in the front office of the NFL that tell the officials to make sure one team wins over the other, it would be the end of everything.
Oh, yeah, it would be.
No, and I understand that you can't push back on the notion for. I see the responses to people on our YouTube page and things of that nature. I see them where, I'm a stooge. I'm a company man, as Bill Burr accused me of being earlier this week. I mean, I just know 100%. I would go to my grave saying that there is nobody in the NFL that roots for one team over the other. As a matter of fact, when I took the job and I asked Paul Tagliabue, who was a former Washington Redskin lawyer and season ticket holder, does he still root for Washington? And he said he was told by the previous commissioner, Pete Rozelle, when he asked a similar question of Rozelle, who I believe was at the Rams for a while. He goes, now that you're a commissioner, you root for the team that's losing because you want a close game.
With the proliferation of gambling and all the partners, it seems like it's not if, it's a when situation when there's a type of scandal. There's a breaking news right now about the NBA having another possible one. So it's going to happen in the NFL. It's a matter of time.
Man. Well, one thing I'm just saying is that this ain't it. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.